Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we bring about conversations about psychological coaching and life-related tips and topics. We've got almost 500 audios available. Actually, should have 500 by the end of the weekend. So a good bit of stuff. Hopefully, something you like. And this particular audio is about kind of if you're struggling with feelings of sadness and you don't know why, potential reasons you might be down, or you might be struggling emotionally. So if you are going through that, I do coach people who are trying to get back to emotional balance, and if you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out. You can do so at PO Perception on Twitter and or here on the YouTube page, just the About Me section. All you got to do is go there, and then my website is there. You can go there and check that out, and ultimately things go in a positive direction from there. At least we hope. We want to help as many people as we possibly can this year and beyond. So the first is, if you have unspoken needs. Now, a lot of times people make the mistake or the misstep of assuming that other people see the world the way they do. That can be problematic for a number of reasons, not including that if you assume that someone understands how you see the world, you're also going to be offended when they don't react the way you would. And this is so common, especially in romantic relationships. The unspoken words, the unspoken needs, and the assumption piece is such a big problem for the majority of individuals. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a good or bad person that you do this. It just means that your focus, and I gotta grab my phone here, but your focus is out of alignment with actually getting where you want to be. And then, when we kind of get to the next on the list, the next on the list is, in fact, kind of looking at self-esteem and self-value. If you have an image of yourself that's negative, if you have an image of yourself that is unproductive, if you have an image of yourself that doesn't serve the greatest possible good, then in the end, you're going to be dealing with the difficulties of feeling down because your image of yourself is going to influence how you see yourself. And if you see yourself as less than, if you see yourself as in lack, if you see yourself as someone who can never get ahead or always is kind of, going downhill, that sort of thing, you're going to be more apt to be in a negative emotional state. And the more you stay in a negative emotional state, the easier it is to return to an emotional state. The brain neuropathically goes back to the most common emotional resting state in unconscious moments. So if your self-image is low and therefore you see yourself as less than, that's going to be your default setting, for lack of a better terminology. The next factor to consider is your diet. Now, exposure to vitamin D factors into this, the amount of protein you're getting into your system factors into this, the amount of, positive sugars and dependence on sugar, dependence on caffeine, the frequency with which you eat, the amount of food you eat, the amount of preservatives you put into your body, all of these things can make you feel depressed because a malnutrition person is causing their brain, basically, when it comes to energetic functioning, to short circuit, which ultimately leads to feelings of despair, depression, despondency, lethargy, negativity, and all of that. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means at the end of the day that you're dealing with something where what you put into your body affects your energetic output, and that can be, especially for people who aren't always the best to themselves or haven't been good to themselves on a consistent basis, that can lead to a lot of long-term challenges. The next thing is your stress level. Obviously, stress is the desire for something to go one way and it going another. The desire to have a certain level of control that you do not have or have not had. At the end of the day, if your stress level is constantly in a negative mindset, constantly at a place that's less than kind, less than friendly, less than good to you and or you feel you need to have control over all things in order to feel good, to feel well, to feel complete, to feel healthy, to feel intelligent, to feel whatever it is that you need to feel, and your stress level or the level of inputs that include things that are not going the way you intended them to, you will have continual problems and continual stressors because there's no way, there's absolutely no way that you can get to a healthy space within yourself, that you can get to a good space within yourself without first understanding, hey, I need to change how I'm viewing what's happening around me and to me before I can get to a place where I feel good, where I feel confident, where I feel healthy. And the unwillingness to do that and the control mechanisms that most people put in place are, well, I'll feel healthy when this gets better, when that gets better. But the problem is if you put parameters of the when on your own happiness, then you are kind of setting yourself up for the failure of, until that happens, I'm going to be miserable, or I'm going to feel negative, or I'm going to feel like my life doesn't work for me, can't work for me, that no one cares about me, and etc. and so forth. And that ultimately leads to burnout and a whole bunch of other negative emotional consequences. The next thing in this process is the level, and the final thing, the level of support system you have. So a support system is essential for human thriving, human expansion, because number one, we can't know everything. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need to be able to see yourself in a new light, in a way that's positive for you, and in a way that you feel in control of, in a way that you feel is good. And sometimes, oftentimes, most times, the people who can give you that security, support, and the necessity of the support are individuals who can see you in a better way, can see you in a new light, can see you from the perspective of ways you can't see yourself. And the more people you have to just bounce ideas off of, the more people you have to talk things through with, the more people you have to give you new perspectives, the easier it is to overcome your challenges. So hopefully this has been helpful. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.